What's up? I don't know. I got a lot of leads to break out here. But I'm coming out here. Yep, coming out here. A little bit. When the weather gets pleasant, I'll be able to oops, let me turn it around. Whoops, let me turn it around. Oh, okay, I had to turn it back around. Yep. Yeah. I had to come out here, man. I had to get a whiff of the back of the house. Yeah. Oh, I forgot, man. I said I was gonna talk about the where did St. Patrick's Day originate from? We know that it came from white supremacy. It feels good out here, man. Even though it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to wait till it like the rain drive, because we've been getting so much rain. Yeah, we've been getting so much rain. Hold on, I'm videotaping. Woo. Okay, let's look at it like this here. St. Patrick's Day is a global celebration of Irish culture on or around March the 17th. It is particularly remember the remembrance of St. Patrick's, one of the Ireland patron saints. The Irish patron saints who ministered Christianity in Ireland during the 5th century. So it says St. Patrick's Day is a global celebration of Irish culture on or around March the 7th, the 17th. It is particularly the reminders of St. Patrick's, one of Ireland's patron saints who ministered Christianity in Ireland during the 5th century. How did St. Patrick's Day become a drunken holiday? St. Patrick's Day tradition began as a feast day held in honor of St. Patrick's on the anniversary of the day he died. Okay, on the day he died, Christians are allowed to put aside their Lenten restrictions on food and alcohol consumptions on this day, which is why essential drinking has become so permanently linked to celebration of March the 14th, 2014. So that's the reason why the liquor stores, they close on that day, is because St. Patrick's, that was a day that they chose to celebrate. St. Patrick's Day tradition began at a feast day held in honor of St. Patrick's on the anniversary of the day he died. So that was a key word. They celebrated these people because of his death. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a reason to be celebrating white supremacy because you celebrating a white man who died, and I guess they call him so great. He could have been something like a Christian or something, a so-called whatever, but they don't have no God. White folks don't have no God. So when you worship or when you honor St. Patrick's Day and all that kind of stuff, all that's white supremacy. You are honoring nobody but you're honoring a white man. That's somebody, a holiday that has nothing to do with the Most High. That's what it is. They celebrated that on the fact and on the verb that he died, and that's their reason for celebrating. And they made it a national holiday. That's why, like Labor Day, we need to look up what is this? What's this about Labor Day? You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video because I think need to get myself comfortable or whatever. But when you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Labor Day, and all that, what does that mean? You know, most people don't even celebrate the Most High. If you want to celebrate something, celebrate the Most High spiritual time, his high days. There are plenty of high days you can celebrate of the Most High if you want to celebrate and honor something. You see what I'm saying? When you celebrate the 4th of July, what is you celebrating when you celebrating the 4th of July? See, a lot of people don't even know that. You're celebrating something called Independence Day. When I think when hold on, wait a minute. Let me turn this around. I don't want to get your image in here. All right, one, two. Hold on. Let me do something right quick. All right, let's go to something else now. Where did the 4th of July come from? Okay.
According to Constitution Facts, we think of July 4th, 1776 as a day that represents the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the United States of America as an independent nation.
That's right. That's what I would just say. I just said they celebrated July the 4th, symbolic of the beginning of America, the Babylon, the beginning of this is Babylon. The daughters of Babylon is the Caucasian woman, the Caucasian man, and all those people is the daughter of Babylon. And the Most High said, when you celebrate that, that's who you celebrate. Look what it said. We celebrate American Independence Day on the 4th of July. The 4th of July every year. We think of July the 4th, 1776 as a day that represented the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the independence and the birth of the United States of America as independence nation. When you celebrate that, you're celebrating white supremacy. This is white supremacy. This is what you're naming yourself and calling yourself after white men and white women. And you didn't descend from that. You didn't descend from the two white men. Just like black. There's no such thing as black. What can you trace black back to? You can't trace black back nowhere. So we need to be asking ourselves these questions. July the 4th, 1776 was an Independence Day, signifying that America was established. And when you celebrate that, you're celebrating the slaughter and the killing and native of your people. This is what you're doing. Research is very easy to do. That's better than sitting up under the feet of your lying pastor telling you all these things. But your lying pastor couldn't beat me in no debate with his hand, because your lying pastor and his word would be chopped. He would be chopped to pieces when I get through with it. Yeah. So I don't know why people don't want to have a fantasize for just being ignorant. A lot of us and a lot of the older ones, they think it's cool to be ignorant. They think it's actually cool to be ignorant. You can show these people this stuff, and they still gonna sit up there and act like that. I don't understand this. Our people, that just goes to show you, our people is very much destroyed as a nation. They destroyed. Our people is mentally destroyed. That's why in Deuteronomy, he said he gonna put a yoke of iron upon our neck until we are mentally destroyed. Because he said he'll put a yoke of iron upon our necks until he have destroyed our enemies doing this here. We are destroyed mentally. We so destroyed we can't even think straight. The 4th of July, Independence Day. All right, this is crazy. If somebody showed me something like this here, It ain't no way where I'm gonna sit there and stay in my sleep like that. And I'm showing it to you. The 4th of July, also known as Independence Day of the 4th, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. But let's see, hold on, excuse me. Since 1941, but the tradition of Independence Day celebration goes back to the 18th century, I mean, and the American Revolution on July the 2nd, 1776. The Constitutional Congress voted in favor of independence, and 2 days later, the delegates from the 13 colonies independence. The declaration. This phone is cracked. That's why I can't hardly see it. Right. Declaration of Independence and historic documents drifted by Thomas Jefferson from 1776 to the present day of July the 4th has been celebrated as the birth of America. Independence. See that? That's what I'm saying. See, this is what they're doing. When you celebrate all that, why don't we celebrate? None of this has nothing to do with what God said celebrate. None of this stuff has nothing to do with what God said celebrate. As you can see, my phone is cracked, and it's kind of hard for me to see the letters, but I still can kind of see from the side. From the side. A history of Independence Day. When the initial battles in the Revolutionary War broke out in April 1775, a few colonies desired to complete independence from Great Britain, those who did not consider it rational. See, Britain, that's British is Caucasian, all that's British. And that's how America was built upon. America was built upon all this stuff. And this is, I don't understand why would people want to continue to just be ignorant when you got the information right here. It's very easy to do. All you got to do, if you got a little mic, you can go into a restaurant, take you an old phone or whatever, and Google this stuff up. You know what I mean? It ain't, none of this is made up. You can look at it and see. Look at the stuff I Google up. You may not be able to see all the writing, but you hear me read it to you. By the middle of the following year, however, many more colonies had came to favor independence, thanks to ground hostility against Britain and the spreading of revolutionary statements such as those expressed in the baseline pamphlet Common Sense, published by Thomas Paulin in the early 1776. See, all y'all got to do, man, is just look this stuff up. It's easy right here. Did you know John Adams believed that July the 2nd was the correct date on which to celebrate the birth of America? America is Babylon, so why would you want to celebrate Babylon? You celebrating pedophiles. That's what you celebrate. Look, it says it right here. You know what I mean? It's clear as day. America independence, and would reportedly turn down invitation to appear at July the 4th events and protests. Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on July the 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July the 2nd, the Constitutional. See, this is the reason why they celebrating this stuff. They created all this stuff and they made a name for it. My question is, don't follow things that's not in the Bible. Follow things that are in the Bible. Don't follow this. So everything, these few couple of scripts that I read should have woke you up out of your sleep. If somebody reads something like this to me and not even reading it all the way through, it's going to resonate with my spirit. If this don't resonate with your spirit, there's something wrong with you. If this doesn't resonate with your spirit, something is wrong with you. Do you know that people envious and jealous of the truth? A lot of people is envious and jealous of a so-called black man or somebody. I say so-called because we're not black. When a man of color stands up on air, live air, and he speaks out about this, do you know the enemies hate this? Because they want to continue to keep you all in a docile state of mind. And a lot of our people, I hate to say it, a lot of our people is not going to come back from this stuff. A lot of them is just too damaged and too far gone. A lot of our people is just not going to make it. They're not, because they're too damaged. You ever burnt up? Have you ever watch something get burned up and some of your stuff got burned up and it burnt so bad until you couldn't do that with it because the fire had damaged it so bad you couldn't even save your house? Well, this is how the minds of our people are. America, then the so-called white man, they just done destroyed the minds of our people very, very bad. Our people are seriously and just just totally wiped out and just mentally destroyed. And all this stuff was prophesied in Deuteronomy. It says the enemy, our enemy was going to put a yoke of iron upon their necks, our necks, until he have destroyed us. We are mentally destroyed. When you look at Thomas Jefferson, all these people, John Adams and Massachusetts, Ronald Sharman, the Connecticut and Benjamite, Franklin and Pennsylvania and Robert Ara, these are names of different people who actually. This is who we're following, people. Yes, they are. All right, now let me name something else. Let me pull up something else. What is the meaning of celebrating Thanksgiving?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. Thanksgiving is a national holiday in the United States, celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. The event that Americans commonly call the First Thanksgiving was celebrated by the Pilgrims after their first harvest in the New World in October 1621.
Okay, they're not gonna tell you the whole thing, but let me see if I can. Several years ago, I was in a major airport within an hour or two or so to waste and decide to go hunting for a shop that sold one of my favorite sweet treats, freezer yogurt. I quickly found. I tell you what, let me do it like this, because they ain't gonna pull it off. You got to exactly tell them what you want. The Americans made 5,000 treaties with the indigenous Indians. Yeah, they ain't gonna say too much on that. How many treaties did the U.S. sign with the native tribes? Now, you know the tribes are the Israelites. The tribes are the straight Israelites. Look what it says. Over 5,000 treaties were made with America, the Indian tribe. Those were the chosen people. That's talking about our ancestors. For land, essentials. But 5,000 treaties were also broken, changed, or nullified when it served the government interest. In other words, when it served the government interest, see what they did. They came over here and they shook hands with those Indians. This is what the so-called white man done. That's why the Bible says in Psalm 55 and verse 21, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but wars in his heart. Yet were they drawn sword. His words are smoother than oil, yet were they drawn sword. You can't trust a person that say they're good. They got another scripture in Psalm 58, 1, 2, and 3. It says that they go as soon as they be born. They go astray, speaking lies as soon as they be born. That's talking about white people. That's why it says the earth, Job 9 and 24 said the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. Who are the wicked? The so-called Edomites, so-called the definition of the Caucasian man. They are the rulers and the wicked people of this earth. They are the wicked rulers in the government of this country. That's right. And so they came over here and they made over 5,000 treaties. And guess what? It ain't even counting the numbers of the people. They killed over 7 billion of Indians, raped, robbed, and murdered. They came over here and made a treaty with them when they wanted to serve their purpose of the America. That's how they got this country. That's how the Europeans got this country. A lot of people don't do it. All you gotta do is do your research. Your ministers is not telling you, and shame on them for not telling y'all this. I don't understand our people, bro. It's right here before your face. The Treaty of Canada is one of the first treaties were signed between Native American nations and the U.S., also known as the treaty. Wait a minute, hold on. I can't. The treaty, the agreement was signed in 1794 between the federal government and the Hellenistics. Hold on, wait a minute. Hellenistics Conference, are six native based on the New York 5,000 treaties. Let's see, at the beginning of the 1830s, nearly 1,225,000 Native Americans lived on nearly 16,000 Cherokees signed Rose's positions, but Congress approved the treaty anyway. That's talking about America. Because see, this is how they come over here and they trick the native indigenous people. This is how they got this land. They did it through the smooth, through by speaking smooth words, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's why the Bible tells you is to never trust thy enemy. It tells you that why were the Native Americans forced to move west? See, this is the reason why. Now we know that our brothers and sisters over there in the west part of Africa is suffering too, because they had to move to the west. Then them fake Jews who called Amalek ran the Israelites out of Jerusalem over there, and they had to flee to Africa in 70 AD. And then the Africans took and rounded us up. That's why we was enslaved, because the Africans are the ones who enslaved us. The African people are the Egyptian people. They enslaved us, and after they did that, then they turned around and sold us to the so-called white man. They sold us. And all those over 5,000 treaties, they broke every last one of them, because their whole purpose was to come over here and conquer the Indians and take their land. Y'all don't hear me. Indians removed was a forced immigrant in the 19th century, whereby Native Americans were forced by the United States government to leave their ancestral homelands in the eastern United States to land west of the Mississippi River, especially to a designated Indian territory around modern Oklahoma. See that? This is what happened. This answer. Look what it says right here. And the white folks, they were impressed because the ones that enslaved the Egyptians, they all that other actions. So people say black soldiers don't know. No Israelites said Jews. Africans said Africans. Africans, they said Jews. They said Israelites. So those people got that wrong when they talk about black soldiers. They don't people. Oh, that's a lie. No, because you remember, he said, Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, he said, you will be sold unto you. So you will be sold unto him. The first time he went into Egypt, he walked in there. The second time, and then he came on carnal slave ships. And then he went over to Spain and got people to Spain, took them people, the Puritans went over to Spain and stole the people's land over there. The Mexican people, those are the real Jews. So they took and bought our people from Spain and brought them over to America. This is prophesied in the Bible. The person with common sense would grasp and understand and know I'm telling the truth. If that don't wake you up, something wrong with you. That means you're just comfortable with being ignorant. I was up in there talking, trying to enlighten. So that's all I do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good to. This is our job, and this is what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So one day, I'm gonna stand out on the streets, and I'm gonna do this here, man. Let's see here. Let's look at over here. The maps, the trail of Tears National Historic Trail, U.S. National. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Why were Native Americans forced to move west? Indians removal was a force. Immigrants in the 19th century, whereby Native Americans were forced by the United States, or the same thing, government, to leave their ancestral homeland in the eastern United States, to leave west. To lands west of the Mississippi River, especially to a designated Indian territory, roughly in modern Oklahoma. This is when we was moving all over the place, when we lost our homeland. Because remember, the Bible says, thou shalt see it no more again, meaning that we will never see our homeland again. But he said, it's going to come a time we will wake up and we're going to remember him in our captivity. So that's all I want to talk about for right now. I'll come back later on. I need to see how this video came out. Peace and love to my people of color, and I'm out.